Newsflash, your favorite fighter has been beaten up in sparring before. Let's have a conversation.
Push the weight in no flex. Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walking, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Well, I felt the need to do this video because it's important. Earlier, we got the terrible news that Errol Spence, excuse me, has to pull out of the Manny Pacquiao fight. Man, we were so close. He had to pull out of the Manny Pacquiao fight because he has an eye injury, detached retina. Everyone's doing a video about it. It's updates. Unlike some people, I think the injury's real. Because unlike some people, I think Errol Spence is a man of integrity. All I heard is that he's been to 3 different doctors trying to get second and third opinions, in which they said, no, you cannot fight and you need to get this taken care of. Hopefully he'll heal and maybe he'll fight in 2022 because this year is a wash. It's too close to the end of the year. Speedy recovery to Errol the Truth Spence, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because if you saw my live stream on Sunday, we were joined by legendary Virgil Hill and Lamar Murphy. I'm sorry. And although his connection was kind of bad, he brought up what did we think about the Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao fight. Excuse me. And we had a conversation. And that's what we like to do, is talk boxing. And everyone had different opinions. First and foremost, I got the sense that everybody on the panel, myself, Stormy B-Man, Virgil, and Trick Nolte, Errol should win. That's what we were saying. And I said I got Errol stopping Manny somewhere around the 10th. And I stood on that. But what we were talking about were the mechanics, like what he needs to do. This is what we call a boxing conversation. Errol's not going to walk into the ring and have Manny Pacquiao be in awe of him, that he just goes in there and lays down for him. That's not who Manny Pacquiao is. Okay, and I'm not talking about antics outside the ring, the Bob Arum, the Floyd Mayweather nonsense. No, each situation is different. I'm dealing with the situation at hand, and Manny Pacquiao's not cut from the cloth where he's just gonna go in there and be in awe of you and lay down. No, he's gonna go in there and fight you. So what we was talking about is what Errol needs to do to win. And the possibility on how he could lose. This is what we call a boxing conversation. It was a discussion with no malice. And as expected, there was a fella in the chat. Well, I think it was a fella. Feminine behavior, but whatever. The Sensei Stormy B-Man he was discussing certain flaws that he saw. Right? Because can we agree that no fight is perfect? We can agree. No fight is perfect. And I'm going to prove that in a second. And the person says in the chat, they got really triggered and they said, well, you're talking about all of these these imperfections. I forget the word that the person used, but they said, but Errol's undefeated. Yeah, he's undefeated, but he's not perfect. We're just talking about what he needs to look out for in order to be successful, because it's a boxing conversation. The person got it in his feelings, insulted me, and I had to throw him out. That's unfortunate when fighters have these unconditional fans that don't want to look at logic. They're incapable of having a proper adult conversation about the sport, and that I'll have none of. I still have Errol winning that fight if they do fight now. But the name of this video is your fighter has gotten beaten up in sparring at some point. But this is the point I'm trying to make. All right, you've heard all kinds of stories about your favorite fighter at some point getting the boots put to them in camp. And you don't know whether it's true or not, because you might not know directly, but you know someone who knows someone who knows someone who had a father's cousin, sister's, brother's, uncle's roommate that was there that day and they saw it. Tune into the Three Wise Men of Boxing. Listen to Scrapbook Boxing. Listen to Kurt Sugar. Listen to Stormy B-Man. Between Kurt and Scrapbook, they've actually seen some of these sparring sessions. And a lot of the names I know, I don't want to call everybody a casual, but they were there for it. My Uncle Bill. He's been in the same room with Sugar Ray Robinson on many occasions. I had a video, I have to repost it, because I had some music playing on there that wasn't supposed to be played, but he's seen the Louisville Lip get dazzled in sparring by a person you never even heard of. I had the video up, but I had some music on there. It wasn't supposed to be placed. I had to remove the video. I'm going to put it back. My Uncle Bill. Okay? By guys you never even heard of. The Louisville Lip. Who's the Louisville Lip? Cassius Clay. Who's Cassius Clay? Muhammad Ali. A guy you never heard of dazzled him in the ring. I may or may not repost the video, but whatever. But my point is, your favorite fighter probably more than likely got touched up in sparring, and you never heard of it. You might have heard a rumor and say, no, not him, because he's undefeated. He's the champion. He's the man. No. Why am I talking about this? Errol Spence has a detached retina. That didn't happen by him just sleeping on his side. He didn't trip and fall. Somebody punched him in the face. I'll say it again. Somebody punched Errol in the face and detached his retina. That happened. You see, you make all the mistakes in the gym so that when it's showtime, those mistakes are corrected. He was probably, and I wasn't there, I'm just saying, he was probably sparring somebody that was imitating Manny Pacquiao's style, because they do that. And their trainer might tell him, Derek James probably told him, look, I just want you to work on this. Don't use this hand. Don't use this stance. Go to your right, go to your left. Probably tried to handicap him so he can get ready in the event that he's in that situation in the real fight. And I wasn't there. I'm just saying. This is what sparring is for. Make the mistakes in the gym so that when it's showtime in 3 months, it's second nature. That you won't get caught out there in those mistakes. Errol Spence, eye is damaged because somebody punched him in the face. This is boxing. You're going to get hit. You're not perfect. I don't care what your record is. Want me to go down a list of certain things? Let's see. Oscar De La Hoya was training for, I don't recall who exactly, but he hired a sparring partner who was also a professional fighter, and they threw him out the gym because he was busting Oscar all upside his head. That fighter's no longer with us because he performed a heinous crime. Goes by the name of Edwin Valero. You remember him? He had the Venezuelan, I believe he's Venezuelan, right? The tattoo on his chest. And he actually fought like Manny Pacquiao. He may have been helping Oscar get ready for Manny Pacquiao. Don't quote me on that. But what I do know is he was thrown out of the gym. That's what was said. Look it up. That's what was said. That's what was said. He was touching up Oscar and they threw his ass out the gym. Want another one? How about Larry Holmes? What happened with Larry Holmes? Larry Holmes was prepping Muhammad Ali for George Foreman. Word on the street was Larry Holmes used to bust Ali's ass. And when they finally fought in 1980, granted, it was 1980, Ali was way past it, but we saw what happened. It was sad. But Larry Holmes used to give Ali that work in camp. How about Jeremy Williams and Lennox Lewis? He told me a story right here on my show. He told me a story about him and Lennox Lewis, and things got a little too rough, and they ended up, somebody got body slammed on the floor, but he used to give Lennox Lewis good work. They never fought on a professional level. But Jeremy Williams had him in the camp. I'm sorry, Lennox Lewis had Jeremy in the camp. I know in that one time in particular, he told the story. Mike Tyson and Oliver McCall. Do I have to say anything else? Oliver McCall used to give Mike Tyson that work. Used to get him ready. So by the time Mike got to the ring, he was trying to tear your head off. Oliver McCall went on, speaking of Lennox Lewis, went on to knock out Lennox Lewis and then had a mental breakdown or whatever. But Oliver McCall. What else? Who else? Oh, speaking of Errol Spence, we heard of Errol Spence before we even knew who he was. What am I talking about? That story we heard about Floyd Mayweather Jr. getting beat up in sparring. And they threw the kid out the gym, and Floyd had to go and say, no, bring the kid back. About a year later, we find out it was Errol. They said he beat up Errol, he beat up Floyd Mayweather in sparring. That's unheard of. Happened. And Floyd never denied it. We also heard that Errol buzzed Adrian Broner, had him knocked out on his feet. People were like, nah, that happened. He was there. Did Adrian ever deny it? No. I'm led to believe it happened. Speaking of Floyd and Paul Spadafora, who's been on my show. Floyd never denied it. He couldn't deny it because there's video of it. Paul Spadafora put the beats on Floyd. Floyd is undefeated. Floyd is worth $500 million. But what's true? Errol beat him up in sparring and so did Paul. But by the time Floyd got to the ring, all the mistakes was made in the gym and he put in hard work and dedication, and it showed by the time it was showtime. What about Rolly and Devin Haney? We saw the sparring. I saw Devin putting in work on this kid. Now they're looking to fight. Well, Devin's looking to fight for real. What's going on, Rolly? He's looking at trash cans for you. Can't find you. Last but not least, my favorite, Tyson Fury and F.A. Jogba / Jared Anderson / Nicholas Asbury. Huh? Nicholas Asbury told the story. He was piecing Fury up. It was easy work. He couldn't hurt him. Next thing you know, they cheated with the gloves. Go look it up. I'm not going to get into it. That's not what this video is about. And then we're hearing that Jogba dropped him in sparring, and then we're hearing that Jared Anderson had him out cold on his feet. which is why we got to wait till October 9th. So that's what this video is about. Your favorite fighter, no doubt in my mind, if you was able to sit down and have a heart-to-heart with him or her, ask them about their sparring sessions and ask them what was their hardest sparring sessions, because I swear to God, they all had them. Hell, they might tell you, yo, look, man, there was this one guy named Jack Kirby, Jack the King Kirby, wow, my favorite artist. But Jack whatever, and he used to give me good work, man, and my God, well, where is he? I don't know, he just got a regular job now. Telling you, things like that happen. These sparring partners, sometimes they just never make it to the big time, but they did just what they were supposed to do. They came in, they gave your favorite fighter that good work, swole up their eye, bust their lip, bust their nose, and by the time it was go time, they were damn near perfect because they had a good camp. Errol Spence was having a great camp. Unfortunately, whoever he had sparring with him hit him in that eye. I will just say I'm glad that this injury happened in sparring instead of the 8th round of the actual fight against Manny, where they would have to stop it because he has a detached retina. Can we agree on that? Make the mistakes now, correct them now, so that when it's go time, you're all right. You're good to go. So shout out to Errol. Get well soon. I still have Errol winning if they do fight. I'm understanding that Manny Pacquiao is going to be fighting Ugas. Still no walk in the park. Do not sleep on Ugas. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and say Ugas wins. I might, when it's official, I'll do my assessment of the fight. Man, listen. Don't get it twisted, man. That's what camps are for. To get you ready to make the mistakes in camp so your trainer and the fighter can get it together. And your sparring partners are there to beat you up. So you can get ready. So get out your feelings. No fighter's perfect. Everybody's flawed. They're not perfect, but they strive for perfection. And that's why we root for others more than we root for some more than others. That's the truth. It comes down to work ethic and their commitment to the game. So when we're having a boxing conversation like adults, we're not hating on your favorite person. We're having a conversation about what they should do, what we feel they can do, and what they need to watch out for. If this wasn't a dangerous fight for Errol, he wouldn't be taking this guy seriously. But he is. You go ahead and mess around and not do what you're supposed to do. Manny will snatch this fight from you. Hell, you already saw what happened to this kid Fox, right? How do we know when that bell rang, Errol's not already down three rounds? Because it's Manny. We don't know. And at this rate, I don't trust anything. PBC, Top Rank, DAZN, WBA, WBC, IBF. I don't trust anybody. So shout out to Errol, man. Get well soon. I still got you winning, man. And y'all need to get out your feelings for real. We're having conversations about the sport that we love, although the sport don't love us back. Get out your feelings and have a grown conversation. Some of you guys are weird. Bronx on deck.
Move!